Hi, everyone. It's me, Julia, and I am here with the lovely Blakely Stone. She is a writer. How many books do you have now?
I have 36, but 30 with Blakely Stone. I have another pen name.
You're kidding me. How long have you been writing?
I've been writing most of my life. I've been publishing about 2.5 years.
Okay. I thought you had maybe 12, which is still a ridiculous amount, but you have at this point, it might as well be 100. If you have 30, you have 100.
Yeah.
I have two. Wow. Okay. So, what made you decide to have a pen name? And you also, for a very long time, did not show your face. So what made you kind of decide to do those things?
Okay. So pen name, because I was petrified of going out and saying, look what I've written. And then two, I wanted to write steamy, and I wanted the freedom to be able to write that without worrying about my parents or my friends seeing it and being like, oh gosh, what kind of things is she up to? Right. So that's why I chose to do a pen name. And I still basically live underneath that pen name. I'm not like, I haven't told all my friends and family that I'm writing, because it just makes it easier for me to have freedom.
Right.
But to answer your second question, why did I decide to put my face out there? I wanted to connect with my readers. I felt like as a logo and, a newsletter, I send out a newsletter several times a week. It didn't feel very personal. And then I wanted to try to create some kind of social media presence, and I couldn't really do that with just a logo and a name. So that's how it's very new, coming out as my face with my pen name.
How does it feel? Does it feel vulnerable? Are you worried you're going to go pick up your kids from school and they're going to start throwing eggs at you? Put a scarlet letter on your car?
Yeah. It could happen because social media, anyone could see it. I mean, the chances are probably slim. I doubt most of the people I know are reading smutty contemporary romance, but if they are, then maybe they like that kind of stuff. I don't know, but
I think a lot more people read it than say that they read it, right?
Right. True. So, I don't feel comfortable being in a spotlight ever. So people that I know, knowing I write that, would make me uncomfortable. But if it happens, it happens.
And a pen name, I have, I totally get that. There were, if my book hadn't been semi-autobiographical, I might have written under a pen name also. And I think that part of the appeal for that is the freedom, right? It's like, that level of anonymity, like, oh, she sucks. Well, who's she? It's like,
well, right.
Because, especially, as like new authors, it's very scary to put yourself out there. I think that you start writing a book and think, I'm going to do this. And the closer you get to the end, the more you're like, am I really going to do this? What if my friends hate it? What if I, and let me just say right up front, for new authors, that the people you think are going to run to go get your book, sometimes those people won't read it. Right. That's just kind of the weirdest thing, that you're the closest. My mother has not read my book. It's like, Mom, it's about me.
You're maybe has quietly and didn't tell you. Who knows?
Yeah. So it's you just never know. But so okay, so you start, they're like, I'm going to be Blakely Stone. I loved I had asked you the last time I interviewed you about being an author. Or actually, I didn't interview. We just chatted. You're such a grace. You're so sweet. You had done something I think that you had put one of your pictures into an AI thing and said, could you make me a profile picture? So it kind of looks like you, but it's like when I saw your picture, I was like, oh, she changed your picture. I was like, oh, that's her.
Yeah.
So that was kind of one of the ways that you kind of came up with the Blakely Stone persona, was asking ChatGPT, or not chat, but one of the AI things to do that for you.
Yes. I described what I would like to look like. I basically described myself, but AI always makes you more beautiful. And I was like, wow, I'd really love to look like her. So yeah, we had similarities, you know, lightish hair, light eyes,
Right.
age about the same. She had no wrinkles though.
Right.
And, you know, that was my face for 2.5 years
Yeah.
until like last week.
Wow, it was that soon ago. Like I
Mhm.
must have run into you right after that.
Yeah.
Oh, that's amazing. Okay, what is the difference now that you are doing videos? How hard was it to think of marketing strategies without using your face, without being able to talk to people who you are?
It was challenging because I think most people do want to connect with the
Mhm.
author. I
Mhm.
think that, you know, people like to read, and that's obviously the main component. But once you start publishing more books and people get to know your characters and your writing style, I
Mhm.
do it, like I said, a newsletter. I have people interact with me, they email me, and I just started to realize that I was holding myself back by not being, I mean, I am a real person, obviously, but
Mhm.
just being more personable. So,
Mhm.
you know, that's basically why I decided to do it, to be more, to connect more with my readers.
Right. And so have you done any TikToks yet or anything, Instagrams yet? They're like, hey, I'm Blakely Stone.
I'm working on one.
Yeah.
So I have done videos of myself with like excerpts from my book,
Uh-huh.
but you know, the graphics over my face. So, you know, it's kind of like the guy in uh what is it? I can't remember the name of the show, but the neighbor was always like over the fence and you could only
Oh, right,
see
right, right. Yes, Tool Time Tim or something.
full
Yeah.
time. Yeah, yeah, yeah. So that's kind of where I am now. But I do plan to do, because I'm getting more followers now, which is funny because I've had my TikToks
Mhm.
since I started publishing,
Uh-huh.
and I kind of ceilinged out around 250 followers, which my
Mhm.
content wasn't that great. So I don't know how I got any followers. But since I've gone with my face, I think I've picked up a new 100. And I mean, I'm posting more, and I think that's part of what works with TikTok. But
Mhm.
I do plan to. Hi, I'm Blakely, and it'll be me, my face.
Right,
So yeah, I just
right.
haven't yet. I'm working on it.
Yes, I'm projecting, but is it kind of scary?
Yes, it's very scary. Like I said, I don't even like to be in pictures with my children. Like I don't like to see pictures of myself. I don't like to be on film. It's just I've never been a social media person. Me personally, in my real life, I do not have a social media presence. That's not
Mhm.
my thing, and uncomfortable in that way. So yes, it's scary.
It is
I have to
scary.
I have to push myself.
Well, I'm very proud of you because it is scary. I mean, even though I'm kind of almost the opposite. I mean, I used to be way more extroverted and not just extroverted, but look at me. I mean,
Yeah,
I was a stripper for pity's sake. I was very comfortable in my
right.
skin in good lighting.
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
that's
always.
the caveat. People are like, "How can you do that?" I was like, "It's pitch black dark in there.
Yes,
Not going to
yes.
the beach." Um, but yeah, even for me, and as you know, I mean, my videos are heavily filtered, mostly because, at first I started out with a filter that just kind of like this filter, the filter on here, just lightly, kind of takes the sharp edges and deep the crevasses out of my face. But a lot of the ones on TikTok will leave my chicken, and I'm not afraid to tell everybody I'm 58 years old, right? So I have things I have to tape up and yeah. So it would like my face would look beautiful and give me a lot more, self-esteem, but my neck would just be like a mess.
Never notice your neck, and I don't know how to filter, so can you teach me? I would love to filter.
Oh yeah, I can walk you through all that.
Okay.
But,
Yeah.
for me, the filter, I love it because I don't have to put makeup on before I use it.
Mhm. I did
That's the
not
way to
know
tell
that.
I'm a filter. Like,
I never knew you used a filter.
shut up. I don't look anything like my TikTok pictures.
Whatever. I mean, I think you do, but anyway, I need to
Like,
learn this immediately.
yes, yes, I'll show
Okay.
you how to do it. They're great. Okay, so now you are starting this whole new, it's almost like you're starting a whole new you. I'm going to kind of get out of my comfort zone. I'm going to show my face in my marketing. That's going to open up, I would imagine, a whole new layer of things you can learn. The thing that you do that I don't know how to do because I've always been jackassing around and talking, in my videos is you can put together these beautiful aesthetic What program do you use to do your videos?
So I love playing with Illustrator. So I use that a lot, but I've resisted learning Canva because I'm like, I got Illustrator, it's better. But Canva's really good for splicing videos and kind of like putting it all together. So I'll make things on Illustrator and then I'll use Canva to kind of put it all together. So between those two and then a little bit of CapCut, but my 10-year-old son told me CapCut's not cool. So I don't know if that's true or not, but I use
I don't
CapCut.
either. I just started CapCut because I've got these huge, sometimes when I do an author interview, it's an hour long. And holy cow, how do I put that? I mean, maybe it'll fit into Canva. Canva's going to start charging me more.
Yeah.
That's so much. You had said something and it triggered something I was going to ask you. And of course, my menopause brain just was like, it's gone. It's gone. Yeah, so I love those videos and I don't know how to do them. So it's kind of like, you kind of get into a lane and I think sometimes stay in it. You have the benefit now of being able to do, once you get more comfortable with being in front of the camera instead of behind the design, you have these beautiful designs and you have your, brilliance. 30 books. It's just
Brilliance is very kind. But yeah, I think that I do have some skills there. I have a lot that I need to learn though. Like this whole video thing and all that kind of stuff is all new. And then figuring out what a romance reader would be interested in seeing. So like I'm kind of throwing a bunch of stuff out there to just test it out to see what sticks and what doesn't.
Yeah. And I think that's a good idea. Oh, I remember what I was going to say. I worry sometimes that CapCut, because CapCut is a TikTok product, right? It's owned by TikTok. So there's always that, once we make the transition, is CapCut coming with us? Once we make are they someday going to decide, well, screw it, we're just going to cut off TikTok, we can't get this deal together. It's going to blow up and now we're ending TikTok altogether and CapCut's going with it. So I trust Canva a little more as far as longevity and, if it's going to stay with us. What advice, if you were going to give advice to somebody that says, hey, I'm going to be a writer and I'm thinking about not showing my face and using a pen name, what are some of just like the weird things that you didn't really think about when you started doing it?
Well, first I'll say, I think you can 100% do that. I mean, I've had a very fairly successful time writing, learning the business, publishing. So I think you can do it. And I think that a lot of people who have a book they want to write or put out there are scared because of what you said and what I felt, which is, what are people going to think? They're going to think I'm a terrible writer. They're going to hate it. So I truly believe you can publish under a pen name, stay anonymous, and it will work. For me, I just kind of started feeling like I wanted to connect more and I felt like I was holding myself back. So to go to the next level for me personally, and there are much more successful authors out there who use pen names and do not have a face than I. So I probably could have possibly tried to do that, but it didn't seem to be there for me. So first part of your question, I think you can be anonymous. And some things that I didn't think about was the personal part. I never thought someone would want to know Blakely Stone or want to ask me about my character in my hockey book and where yesterday I got an email from someone about the names I choose. And they were asking me, how I come up with them, and they know someone with this name and they have a child with this name. And, those sort of things to me, that's what I like in my real life. I like connecting with people. So that's the only thing I would say. If you want to be anonymous, it's a little bit harder to connect personally on a deeper level.
Right. That's wonderful. That's great. Any secret tips, like you figured out that if you do this kind of video or kind of a sneaky way, like Wendy Wills, who is another prolific writer, she'll go on walks. This might work for you too. She goes on walks, you can see her feet, and she's walking and she's talking and she's showing all the things while she's talking about her book. I'm very curious to see, is there anything that you have done before you started showing your face that was kind of like oh, this is kind of sneaky and it works really well?
That's smart. I didn't think about that. No, I didn't. When I was when I started my TikTok years ago, I was just putting up like my book cover and like maybe like a hot picture of some guy shirtless and, you know, coming out of the shower or whatever, you know, something silly and sexy. And that just didn't grab people, you know, they want the story. They don't want, I mean, of course, that's a nice bonus. So I don't have any tricks. I am literally like in learning mode right now to find out what works. And I never thought to do something like that. That's smart, where you are the person, but you're not showing your face. I think that's really cool.
Yeah, that it's pretty clever. Even I was like, I could do that with, you know, show my face a little bit and then show my surroundings, who I am, where I am, you know.
Yeah, I like that. I might
Yeah.
have to borrow that.
Absolutely. Take it. She would be honored that you were borrowing it. All right. I'm not going to hold you back anymore. I'm really excited to see you and this. I mean, it's brave. What you're doing, I think, is very, very brave. And I understand the consequences, right? Because people could try to cancel you. People that, you know, people that you're in your inner circle, you know, might kick you out of the bridge club, whatever. You never know who's going to get what, you know, be up their bonnet and, you know, what havoc they might cause. But I think that you are a lovely person. And if somebody, when people are going to go buy your books, which book should they start of yours? Because you have a lot, or there's like a particular series, or your books are standalone, connected standalones, right?
They are, right.
Is it all just 31 big universe, or are there kind of?
Yeah, so each series has its own world.
Okay.
I would say if you were to read my entire catalog, you would totally see my growth. So in that vein, do not read my early books. They're terrible. And I would not, I mean, I've even considered like, should I even unpublish them? But I mean, it's part of who I am. So I'm okay. So I would say probably my most recent series I'm most proud of. And I think it's interesting and it's fun. And it starts off, it's called One Night Billionaires is the series. And it's about a hospital in Florida, in Palm Beach. And you see what happens over the 4 books to the hospital, because it goes through some changes with each love story. And then of that series, my favorite book is 5 Year Secret. It's about a secret baby.
Oh,
yes, the secret stays for 5 years. So I think it's a really good book, and I think the series is fun. The only reason I wouldn't recommend that to start, because you find out what all happens with this whole hospital system. So it goes from being a public hospital to a concierge way of doing healthcare, so that really it's for the wealthy.
right.
But there's more to it than that. So anyway, that's the only reason I would say not starting with that one, but I do really like that story, and I think it's fun and angsty and got some dark elements, but it's mostly just a, you know, at the end of the day, if you take it all away, a good love story.
Yes.
Second chance.
Oh, perfect. Wonderful. All right. Thank you so much for just your insight, your bravery, I'm so excited. I'm going to teach you how to use those filters. You're going to feel even more brave.
Yeah. I'm looking hot. I'm all over it.
They're so great. All right. Thank you so much. I really look forward. And there's some news that she's going to do our Kindle Stuff Your Kindle Day. So you can maybe hold on and get her book there, but go get it right now. Start the series and enjoy. And thank you so much again for being here.
Thank you. It's been fun.
Absolutely. Have a great day.
You too.